How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I hope everyone had a nice holiday and got to spend some quality time with friends and family. I also hope you even got a couple LEGO sets for Christmas. I remember it like it was yesterday, waking up Christmas morning to find these beauties under the tree. Boy, was that a year.
Wake up!
Oh, alright, we are officially done with 7 MOCs in this LEGO Andor build series, and moving on to MOC number 8. Today we are traveling to Niamos, which is a tropical resort world filled with picturesque beaches and expensive hotels, all under the Imperial occupation. This MOC is based on the end of episode 7 when Cassian gets arrested at the resort. This MOC is probably going to be the easiest to build in this series. I am basing it off this spot in particular. It is basically just a bunch of concrete stairs and benches that people are lounging on. It will be simple to replicate and doesn't require any complicated techniques or angles. Before I started building, I wiped off my desk and cleaned up my space. Finally, it's time to build.
Action.
I had this base already made from when I built Cyril's apartment and changed up the size of that MOC. If you're new and want to see how I built this base, just go back and watch that episode or any other of my Andor episodes. The base is basically the same in all of them. I needed to make a couple changes to the base, but nothing major. Mostly just taking it apart in some spots. Next, I got out some of my transparent bricks, plates, and tiles to build up the water. The water will only be on the first 2 rows of studs. Now that the water is done and tiled off, I began building up the concrete. The benches have a specific pattern to them that took a little bit of trial and error to get right. They were mostly made of light bluish gray bricks and tiles. Again, I didn't use any super complicated techniques, which was kind of nice. There will be a staircase in between the rows of seating. I was running low on the bricks I typically use for filler brick and needed to break out my Duplo bricks to use as an alternative. I kinda wish I had been using these the whole time because they are much quicker and fill up way more space than regular system bricks. This MOC is basically turning into just a solid block of bricks. I kept adding filler brick using Duplo and other 2x4 and 2x6 system bricks. I made sure to only use light bluish gray on the stuff that would be seen to conserve what I have left of that color. I then added the railings to the staircase using some plates and tiles that attached to some clips at the front. This created the perfect angle. I finished building up all the benches and then tiled off the staircase using gray 2x4 tiles. I also added some angled pieces with grills under the railings to fill in the gaps. Next, I began working on the 2 walls that are at the top of the benches that the staircase leads to. I used snot bricks, rounded bricks, and some cheese slopes for the walls. I also added some dark bluish gray railings to them. I noticed that the stairs were a little too deep in the MOC. I needed to raise each step up by 1 plate. I think this will look a lot better. The water was also standing out too much in my opinion. I wasn't sure about the blue and decided to change it to the trans brown color instead. I think I'll like it better. I then grabbed some of my favorite printed tiles for the top of the MOC. I thought these would be a nice way to break up some of the plain light bluish gray color. One of the final things I needed to add was the palm trees. This is a tropical place, and every tropical place needs palm trees. This is how I usually make mine. I start with these bar pieces. I don't usually do this, but I decided to add some of these bamboo pieces to them. Once the other bar pieces were added, I began clipping in the plant pieces in various positions. There's no right way to do it. Sometimes I like to stack them and then clip them in. The more lush it is, the better in my opinion. For the trunks, I decided on the candlestick pieces in reddish brown. Once the trees were in position, I replaced some of the tiles with jumper plates for all the minifigures and accessories. I got these custom printed tiles from Firestar Toys, and I've been meaning to use this cute Jawa juice tile for so long, and finally I thought this MOC would be fitting for it. Lastly, I added all the minifigures and accessories. Also, I know this scene features shore troopers. I just don't want to pay $30+ for one shore trooper minifigure in bad conditions, so a stormtrooper will have to do. Now that the mock is done, I take pictures in my lightbox and edit them in Photoshop. I'll see you all next year.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep.